You're listening to the Awesomeness in Action radio show with your host, Rashana Price, the giver of awesomeness.
Welcome to the Awesomeness in Action show. I'm your host, Rashana Price. Our co-host, Tasia Chantel, is off today. So we want to welcome you to another great show. This show is brought to you by Erie Success. Erie Success is our corporate sponsor, which supports individuals and organizations that are looking to grow. For more information, go to eriesuccess.com. We are also sponsored by Davenport Event Management. Davenport is where purpose-driven events come to life. So if you are looking to host an event, you need thought partnership and creation of events and venue spaces, contact Davenport Event Management. For more information, it is Davenport Event, mgmt.com. I'm going to give it to you one more time because they're a great sponsor. Davenport Event, mgmt.com. All right, we thank you, sponsors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your listening pleasure, I'm excited to welcome to the show Nicole Fenner. She is the founder and CEO of SisterGirl Publishing. Welcome to the show, Nicole.
Thank you for having me. I'm just so excited to speak with you today and share the SisterGirl collection with you.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to talk about the SisterGirl collection. We're going to talk about all things. So before we get started, it's all about Nicole. So tell us where you're from, your background, and something fun about you right now. Like, what's going on?
Wow. Okay. So I was born in Mount Vernon, New York, but I grew up in Halifax, North Carolina. So if anybody asks where I'm from, most of the time I say Halifax, North Carolina. I lived in a small rural area. And I went to Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. I love my HBCU. I live by our motto, I'll find a way or make one, a culture for service. And I just started writing in 2016. Funny thing, I was a decent writer as a child in school and everything, and I didn't know that I would create a business. So when I initially started writing the books, I was kind of giving the books away for free until my sister was like, Nicole, this is a business right here. So, but
you were kind of giving them away. If you were just giving them away, you were giving them away for free.
I was excited. I was just excited going through the process. I had lost my dad to cancer, and I was trying to find a way to kind of just put my grief into a box and kind of just deal with it. And so my first book, SisterGirl and the Training Wheels, is actually dedicated to my dad. And it's a story about a young girl learning how to ride a bike. And the goal with the series is just to teach kids about believing in themselves, believing in their creative abilities, and knowing that they're valuable. And my ultimate goal is to show positive family dynamics and let children that look like me see themselves in the books they read and see a main character and know that anything they put their minds to, they can achieve.
Anything they put their minds to, they can achieve. Oh, that is beautiful. So I'm excited. I have lots of questions for you. But the first question is, you said grief in a box. And that's what got you started because you had the loss of your father. And it sounds like you used writing as an outlet or as a way to kind of start to think through how you would live life without your father. Is that still how you process grief or loss or change? Is it in the writing for you?
I would say it's still in the writing for me. And it's also just in the fact that I'm giving back and I'm doing something that's like a labor of love. So that I know that's impactful. And grief is a tough subject because, just as children, just growing up and just sometimes we don't want to think about it. We kind of put it to the side. But for me, it was a way of, motivating myself and encouraging myself. And now when I look at the story, it's like, oh my gosh, all of this is like when people say from pain to purpose, or you find your purpose and you find what it is that you want, how you want to make a difference in the world, how you want to show up in the world. So yeah, I did take something that was really sad and made it into something that's beautiful and that it has a positive message. And then fathers, the best content, one of the best forms of content I've ever received was when my father sent me a picture and he was teaching his daughter how to ride her bike. And he was like, after we read the book, my daughter's like, Daddy, we had to ride the bike. And I thought that was so beautiful. And that's the reason why I do what I do. Yeah.
That is a great thing. Have you ever considered writing a book about swimming?
Hmm. No, I haven't, but that's a good idea.
So the reason, please take that idea. Here's why. Because as we're talking, as I am just listening to you, listening to the Holy Spirit, in the Black community especially, but in other communities as well, where there's less access,
Hmm.
um, there are less Black children that know how to swim, right? It
Hmm.
is a life skill that isn't necessarily passed down for lots of reasons, especially in the United States, right? It used to be because of segregation and not having access to pools, like public pools, and actually people um, teaching you how to swim, right? Slaves didn't know how to swim because then they could escape, right? All of that. And
Hmm.
we want to understand the history, but we also want to move away from it and help support the next generation. And so as you were talking about riding a bike, I thought, I wonder if she's ever written a book about swimming and what it takes to be a swimmer and to use that life skill, because it opens up so many doors for so many things. Safety is, drowning, all of
Exactly,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Well, since we're talking about swimming, I'm alumni of an organization, a program called American Express Founder of Change. And so since you're talking about swimming, it is another Black founded organization called Black People Will Swim. And I think
Okay.
she's doing an amazing job. I think she's based in New York. And she has where she's teaching kids in the inner cities how to swim. And I think it's just so good what she's doing. We was in a program during COVID called American Express Founders of Change. So it was 100 Black women, and they was helping us with business and with learning different information, different speakers. And I know her name is Pollyanna, but check her
Okay.
out on Instagram, Facebook. Black People Will Swim, and she's doing an awesome job.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna reach out to you and I'm gonna invite you on the show. So just get ready so that we can have you come on the show as well. And you're actually the second person this week that was in that program. There's another woman, Krishna Perry. She has an educational consulting company. She's based in Chicago. But I talked to her this week, and she was in the American Express Leaders of Change like cohort, I guess is what I would
Yes.
call it.
It was
Yes.
hundred of us. It
100
was
Black.
100 Black
Yes.
women for 100 days. So yes, it was a very good program. I learned a lot, met a lot of founders that's doing amazing things, amazing work in the community, and from so many different backgrounds. So that's the exciting
Mm.
thing about it as well.
Yeah, that's cool. So, would you call yourself a Southern girl? I know you were born in Mount Vernon, North Carolina, or New York, but you have grew up in North Carolina. So, do
I
you
would
call
say
yourself a Southern girl?
I am a Southern girl. I would say this much. I would say this much. This is so funny, but I love to grow vegetables. I
Okay.
grow everything. I can grow cucumbers, tomatoes, squash, kale, whatever you want. I probably can grow it. So yeah, I'm a Southern girl. Like with my dad growing up, I used to go with him to the farmer's store and pick out seeds. So he would pick out the regular corn, and I always get the sweet corn, and I grow my little row of I grow my own vegetables. So that's my third book, Sister Girl and the Family
Uh-huh.
Dinner. Actually, is about Sister Girl, the family. They're growing their own vegetables, they're growing their flowers, and then at the end, they have like a family dinner where they bring all the family in and they decorate the house with the flowers, cook with the herbs they grow and the vegetables. So yes, I'm a Southern girl through and through. I love back Halifax, North Carolina. Like, if you want to be somewhere it's quiet,
Yeah.
serene, and you just, yeah. Funny thing, yesterday I get out, I'm in North Carolina right now, and I got out the car and I have this appreciation for Mother Nature. Like, I love Mother Nature.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I see the little cardinals chirping. I'm like, oh my gosh, there they go, and the blue jays and everything. So
Yes.
yes,
Spring, getting into summer. Yes, I love nature
exactly.
too. You can learn a lot about nature because it's constantly it's basically moving through what God is saying to do in the right timing and season, right? You plant seed and then you reap a harvest. There's things you have to do, right? You said I can grow anything, and I was thinking, I don't have that. I can't even keep a plant alive in my house. Um, but I'm always like, I like to eat well. I want to eat well. I value it when people grow their own things. I would have to sow. I would have to sow into in terms of I can buy the seed and then reap the harvest and maybe come and pull some weeds or something. But I recognize that the eating part, the
Mhm.
healthy eating, the clean eating, the knowing where your food is coming from is also very, very important.
Yes, that's very important too, because that's something that's very important to me as well. Because I did a job called Growing Up Fit while I was an undergrad. I had went to ECU for a year. And through that program, I learned about, teaching children how to eat different foods, and we would incorporate that into their diets with them during school, and we'll work out with them after school, and then we'll have like tutoring after school as well. But one thing I would like just for the listeners to know, just you don't have to have a big yard to grow something. You can have just a couple of pots by your window and grow say you want a tomato plant and have 5 or 6 tomatoes that come out. Or if you have just they call it an urban garden. So you have little pots on, like, say your balcony, and grow you a couple tomatoes, some peppers. So it's possible. Kale, it's possible. It's just however you want to do it. And that's one thing.
It's possible. And you're like, it's possible, so you can do it. So listeners out there, you can do it. I'm thinking to myself, I could do that. I feel like I could do that. I do. What I love though is that not only are you planting the seed of actual seeds like that in your garden, you are also planting seeds of knowledge in the book collection, in all the ways in which Sister Girl is riding bikes and hosting family dinner. So after the break, we're going to come back and dive deeper into the collection and your entrepreneurial journey. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back after this quick break. We are talking with Nicole Fenner. She is the founder of SisterGirl Publishing. We'll be right back after this.
Has fear and stress stopped you from pursuing your dreams? Does negativity keep you from living your life? Get the coaching and support you need to get to your next level with the giver of awesomeness, Roshana Price. Get started. Call 919-351-8668 or visit giverofawesomeness.com.
Welcome back to the Awesomeness in Action show. For everyone tuning in, I'm your host, Roshana Price, international author, coach, speaker, and trainer. This show is brought to you by Erie Success, our corporate sponsor. And Erie Success is the company that helps individuals and organizations learn to grow. To learn more, go to eriesuccess.com. That's EYRIE success.com. All right, Nicole Fenner is still here. If you're just joining us, we were talking before the break about her journey into publishing. She is from Halifax County, North Carolina, Southern girl who likes to grow things, and she is the founder of SisterGirl Publishing. So Nicole, this entrepreneurial journey, how long have you been on this journey?
Well, I started the entrepreneurial journey the end of 2016. I wrote my first book the summer of 2016. I released it December of 2016. And so, yes, it's been a few years now that I've been doing this process, and it's been a journey the whole while. I have been learning the whole while. It's like taking yourself to this school that you decide to go to was because of your creative ideas. So, yes.
Yeah, it is, right? You're like, how did I get into this? Because you had a good idea and you moved on it. Yeah. And your sister called you out because you were giving your first book away for free.
Yes.
That's correct.
What happened was, when you start doing social media and people start sending you messages, they're like, hi, can I get a copy? My child would love the book. And I'm like, yeah, why not? So I just decided, I think it was like April of 2017, I incorporated in North Carolina. And then that's when I just made sure I just started selling the books and did my website. My sister did help me with my first website. We created.
Thank you, sister.
We started she helped with the first website, and I did a speaking engagement. It was at the community college, and they reached out, and it was so funny because she was like, is this Nicole? And I was like, yeah. She was like, would you come speak? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh my gosh, you take your phone calls? I was like, Yes, I take my own phone call. So I just was like, I'm just this person that write books, have an idea. But when I realized that it was impacting the community, I was like, okay, I need to do this. I'm doing
Yes.
well.
Ooh. So you were living in the just.
Yeah,
The I'm just kind of selling your awesomeness short.
yes, that's something just like as women we deal with on a daily basis because sometimes you don't see yourself. It's like you're being impactful, you're doing positive work, but you don't realize how positive your work is. And I had I was talking to a fellow businesswoman one day, and she said, Nicole, the impact you make, and imagine when you sell the books in bulk and say for a classroom. So each child, they have a book, but imagine they're taking the books home and their sisters and brothers, their cousins, their family members reading the book. So you're making way larger impact than you actually know that you're making. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to get out of
That
the.
is the beautiful things. Got to
Mm-hmm.
get out of the just and move to
Yes.
the I'm doing this. And you won't ever really know how expansive your impact is. It's exponential because, to that person's point, it's one book, but how many hands will that book pass through? How many times will that story be read over and over and over to embed those learnings? Your first book, Sister Girl Learns How to Ride a Bike,
Mm-hmm.
and that process of her riding a bike and everything that goes with the story is so important. How many journeys has Sister Girl been on?
Well, as of now, Sister Girl's been on 3 journeys. The first was Sister Girl on the training wheels, where she learns how
The
to ride
training
a
wheels.
bike with her dad.
Yes.
And then Sister Girl in a New Dress. Just a short synopsis. She's having an awards day at the end of school, and she wants to learn how to sew. And that book is about teaching kids to believe in their creative abilities, and that anything that they decide they want to create, they can. We don't have to go to the store. And growing up, that's a message I learned from my mom because my mom was a seamstress. Like she sewed everything. I'm telling you, my mom would sew your summer shorts. She would sew your Sunday dresses. She would sew you needed something for Easter, end of year. And I thought when I wrote the first book, and I was like, what's the next message I want to share? So that's an ode to my mom as well, Sister Girl in a New Dress, where it just I always have mental pictures. No matter how old I get, I can just like close my eyes and I can see something that my mom created. I can think about like sitting at the dinner table and she finished the dress, she pressed it, and she's cutting the little strings off of it. And it looks like something you got out of a magazine. So that's something my mom was really good at. So that's Sister Girl's second adventure. And then the third adventure, Sister Girl and the Family Dinner, that's where I bring in both of the parents, and that's where they grow in their garden and growing their vegetables and their flowers. And growing up in the South, I realized something now because I like going to botanical gardens that my dad used to plant flowers for like each kind of like season within the year. So like the azaleas would come out first, and then the rose bushes, and then the crepe myrtles, and then we had this other thing called October pinks. So that's where flowers would be out in the fall. So it was a whole science to it. The man
He had a whole plan.
he had a whole plan, and you don't see it as a kid, you just enjoying it. And then now though, as an adult, and you go into different events, going to the botanical gardens, you're like, this man he knew what he was doing the whole time. So you kind of respect things more. Like as an adult, you respect things that your parents did. So like just celebrating my mom and celebrating my dad, that's just stories I want to share with children, share with the world.
Oof, those are beautiful
Thank
stories.
you.
Beautiful stories. Yes. Where do you see the collection going next? Is Sister
Woo!
Girl done with adventures? Is she moving on?
No, oh gosh, I just could see it expanding. I would just share my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is possibly to be like have a cartoon. I am working probably this late summer. I want to have a crowdfunding campaign because I want to we're working on building a Sister Girl app where it's going to be a Sister Girl world where the children can go in, read their books, and also play games, build their comprehension, build different skills through using an app in ed tech, because that's where it's going. Books are important, but children walking around with their apps, they walk around with their tablets, their MacBooks, everything. So that's the goal, to take it to the ed tech space.
Okay.
We have merged. We have a lot of different things, but I really see SisterGirl just expanding, being a national brand, international brand. I do have a goal to have a SisterGirl doll. I have a prototype. So we're working on probably big box stores within the next 2 years. So we have some adventures coming. This is just the beginning. Like, this is really, I think we're just scratching the surface right now. And I'm allowing myself to just scratch the surface and just like say, okay, just take it there. Get out. Just what is your wildest dreams? I don't know why I want to share this, but I'll share this. I had this job, and I was working a few years ago, in corporate America. And I remember one of the assistant general manager, she was retiring, and she wrote me a note because she was like an older Black lady that I looked up to, and I just loved her. And she wrote me a note when she was leaving. I sent her an email, and I was like, I just looked up to you, just everything about you. I equate her like my mom. She was like one of the people you look up to when you older.
Yeah, great mentor. Like, just you can see yourself. Yeah, becoming.
She'll pull you to the side and talk to you and stuff. And she wrote me a note, and I never forget what she said in it. She was like, Nicole, take your SisterGirl journey and live your wildest dream through your SisterGirl journey. So that is one of my goals, to live my wildest dream through my SisterGirl journey. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Yeah.
Oh, that is good. Yes, that is good. That is good. Thank you, Lord, for that. Yes. Yes. And so do it. So the doll, a prototype of the doll is coming out. EdTech, where books and this virtual SisterGirl world is there. And so also, I want to make sure the SisterGirl publishing company, is the publishing company open to others? How are you? Are you helping others that want to get a story out there? Are you supporting them? How is that process for you as you are continuing on your journey of entrepreneurship?
That is part of the process as well, because I do get a lot of questions. I've helped about 2 authors actually start their process of writing their books. I have a cousin that decided to write a book. We actually going to a literacy event this weekend. That is a part of the business, and one of the ways that I do kind of make some compensation by doing consulting when it comes to helping people just through the process, finding an illustrator, finding someone that edits your book, and actually just not throwing something out there, but actually making sure that you have good quality work. So I take in authors. I have 1 or 2 I'm working with, but my goal is, because that takes a lot of your time.
It does.
It takes a lot of your time. So I am working on a small course, and I did create a YouTube channel recently, an author entrepreneur channel, where I do talk about just different opportunities I've had to how I could say, just different opportunities, because sometimes just when you start the business process of writing your book, it's not just, okay, I'm writing, you're creating a business. And that's what I had to learn through the process. It's not just you put the book out there, you got to worry about sales. How do you want to get the books out there? Are you going to just get
distribution?
Distribution. Is it going to go to libraries? Is it going to go to nonprofit organizations? How do you get it out there? So that's a part of the process as well. So I'm going to share some of that on my YouTube channel. And also, I am working on a small course, because I cannot talk to everybody that want to answer me questions. And I just want to share this too. We have to value our time, and you cannot just tell people stuff for free all the time as well. So, and I just want to share.
Yes. I mean, so what you have learned, and now you are putting down for others to pick up if they so choose, is to really guard that awesomeness. It's valuable, and people that get stuff for free don't value it, and they don't have skin in the game, and they aren't really ready to take the journey that it takes, because it has cost you something to pour out your heart and your soul into the books that you've written, into the ideas and the work that you're bringing forth. And I appreciate it, and I know others do as well. And commanding, demanding, whatever you want to call it, that others do the same is really important. And if you are listening and you're one of those people that DMs and says, I just have a question. Can I get 15 minutes of your time? And then they want to stay on and ask you 50,000 questions about stuff that you paid for, you, Nicole, and others. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to work with somebody, DM them and say, I want to work with you and I'm ready. And then have your card ready. Have your cash, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a learning process, because even just finding your voice, and just, saying what it is you got to say and doing what you need to do, just finding your voice and just sharing your voice with the world and knowing that your voice is valuable. And just like how in the books we're teaching children how to, believe in themselves, you have to still believe in yourself as an entrepreneur. And you have to know that what you bring into the world is of value. And just because one person doesn't see the value doesn't mean another person is not going to see the value. And you just got to keep pushing, because say if you have a idea, you want to sell like 100 books and one person only want to buy 50 books, you got to keep sharing your books and letting people know about it. And that's something I'm working with too. Just, making sure that you show up. You have to show up for yourself as well.
Absolutely. You must show up for yourself, because when you do, you give other people an opportunity to show up for you and for themselves. It's both. It's liberating. Yeah. So where can people find the SisterGirl collection, to connect, to buy their books, to get ready to be on the beta of the app, all the things?
Oh, wow. Yes. Thank you. SisterGirlCollection.com. We're SisterGirl Collection on Instagram. We're SisterGirl Collection on TikTok. Also check out my YouTube, is author Nicole Fenner. If you just go to YouTube, put in Nicole Fenner, you'll find me. But I'm just so excited to share with the world. When I come out with the beta for the app, I'll most definitely share it on the website. And also, just if you go to SisterGirl Collection, put your email address in and you can receive updates. You can download coloring pages. And I'm just so excited to continue to share the books. And I really appreciate this opportunity today to speak to you and share SisterGirl with your community as well.
Thank you for being here. It has been an honor and a pleasure, and I look forward to learning more about how SisterGirl continues to have her wildest dreams come true as you are living out this best life that you are living. So thank you so much, Nicole, for being here. Thank you to all the listeners for listening in every single week. Again, this is Nicole Fenner. She is the founder of SisterGirl Publishing. So to learn more, go to SisterGirlCollection.com. That's SisterGirlCollection.com to order your books and to learn more. And also find Nicole Fenner on YouTube so you can get your publishing and entrepreneurial needs met. So if you want to be on this show like Nicole, if you are looking to have a product or a service advertised, you want commercials and all of the things that we offer here on the Awesomeness in Action show, be sure to connect with us on Instagram at Giver of Awesomeness. DM us, make sure that you connect so that we can have you on the show. Until next week, continue to be blessed. Always remember, awesomeness is in you.
Rashana Price, the giver of awesomeness. Awesomeness is in you.